to me, I didn't like it. First of all, if you don't like motion capture suit, it's like this one-piece, skin-tight kind of wetsuit looking thing. And then we were filming it in the middle of the summer. So when I was wearing it, it was like super hot inside. I was getting sweaty, and there were like dots falling off my face. And the makeup artists were like running on set and putting them back on. And along with that, they had like these balls sticking out of your suit. So you couldn't even like sit down without like penetrating your butt or something. So it was really, really painful. And then they also had there was like the AC. It didn't work for like the first half of motion capture. And
oh, England.
Oh my God! When they finally fixed the AC, they had to turn it off because it was making sounds. But when we were filming, they turned the AC off. So after we were done filming a scene, I would typically like walk next to like this big tube with the air coming out. My dad would hold up the tube and like I would cool off a little bit, and I would go back on set. And 2 minutes later, I'd be miserable again.
Well, the other actors must have felt the same way. You guys must have been huddling together around the air conditioner.
No, it was just Phil. Only Phil. Everyone else is pretty cool.
They were happy as clients.
So is this the way movies are going to be made in the future, where the sets are going to be virtual and the actors are going to be wearing motion capture rigs?
I think it's gonna be used more, but not like all the time, probably. Yeah, they're probably gonna be wearing rigs like we did on set, where we got to explore the different worlds that Alex created. And then, even though they were really bad images, we still could like somewhat imagine what things were gonna be like.
Also, you mean they were really
Oh yeah, that would be HD quality.
I think we forgot.
Yeah, it is media training.
How bad the script was too. That was, and we settled for the director that we got, but we really can't. Yeah,
I know, it's like,
push through.
what movies has this guy made?
One thing I want to say that it sounds incredibly basic, and it's one thing Steven was well aware of, obviously, from the beginning. First of all, he said it was the most complicated, difficult movie he's ever made in his career, and he's made a lot of complicated, difficult movies. This was his greatest challenge in terms of filmmaking. But you have to look at it as two different movies, essentially, in one, because you have the virtual world of the Oasis, and you have the real world. So you have, 2045 in Columbus, Ohio, and the stacks and all that. And Steven, one interesting thing he did, because obviously the virtual world is going to be digital, he chose to make the real world and shoot that on film. So there was a distinction between the two worlds, but you weren't necessarily aware of it, but it had an effect. And it was something that married together beautifully, I think.
There were a couple of scenes where we went back and forth, like the climactic chase
right.
in the van, where he's bouncing around and there's a car chase, but he's inside of virtual reality and he keeps falling down.
That's right.
Right, and then there's some, like the Shining sequence, or even what we call the Punking Sorrento sequence. Those combine, live action shots, technically live action shots, that are inside the Oasis itself. So
I love the pumpkin Sorrento scene. It was brilliant. Yeah.
Nobody thought it would make sense. Yeah.
No, it was movie magic. That was just classic movie visual storytelling.
Yeah.
So it was